NBA action. This week, we'll show you what happened when the Bulls hosted the Sonics in a finals rematch. We'll also check in on the NBA's hottest team, the Portland Trail Blazers, and profile one of the league's brightest young stars, the Minnesota Timberwolves' Kevin Garnett. And don't get upset. Of course, we'll bring you the top 10 plays of the week.
Tracy Murray, alley-oop, Leonard slams it in. Here we go. Look out! Oh my goodness! Bill! Vicious block. Hill with the explosion. In your face, that's look out. That's on him. Oh man!
We tip off our show by going into the action with a look at a rematch of last year's finals between the Sonics and the Bulls. Earlier this year, Michael Jordan scored 45 points in a win against Seattle. And although the Sonics were determined to shut them down, his airness began the game in trademark fashion.
Right by McElvain. Hello.
And teammate Scottie Pippen followed Michael's lead.
What a beauty from Pippen.
But with Sean Kemp's dominant play, the Seattle Sonics held a 3-point lead at halftime. In the second half, Phil Jackson urged his team to match Seattle's aggressiveness. But Seattle stayed with Chicago's shot for shot.
Hawkins. Oh, man.
And a back-and-forth battle raged on.
Gets the jumper to go.
As the clock ticked down, Seattle went inside to Sean Kemp, who helped stretch the game into overtime. But in the extra period, the Chicago Bulls found another way to win.
We're starting to get ourselves back into a good rhythm. But for that, last week it was a bad week for us. And every team goes through that. I mean, we're not immune to that. And come playoff time, we'll be back.
With the win, the Chicago Bulls kept their 25-game home winning streak alive and are still on top in the Central Division. The Detroit Pistons are in second place, 4 games ahead of Atlanta, who are in third. The Charlotte Hornets are in fourth. Before their big win against the Sonics, the Chicago Bulls had an unusually difficult week, which began in New Jersey. The Bulls didn't expect much of a challenge from the new-look Nets, but they were caught by surprise.
Montross, Cassell, the cutter, and Montross found it.
New Jersey was not intimidated by the defending NBA champions, as they played like a playoff team.
Cassell, cracks for the Kittles jam.
The Nets continued their inspired play.
Lots it for Kittles. Well, fans applauding the Nets' effort, and what an effort it's been for the New Jersey Nets.
Not even Michael could save the day.
Jordan, pump fake, fadeaway for the tie. No! For one night, they played like champions.
The next big test came at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. Amazingly, New Jersey would come up with another victory. And in back-to-back games, they had beaten the top 2 teams in the East.
This is a revived New Jersey Nets team.
These 2 wins are probably the best thing that have happened since I've been here. And, it's just picked all of us up.
Now, we check in on a team in the East that's looking to move up in the race for the playoffs, the Orlando Magic. Over the years, the Magic has been one of the best teams in the NBA. But earlier this season, they struggled. Now, Penny Hardaway and company are back in top 4 and are making a strong push to improve their postseason positioning.
Our guards are so quicker than other guards, and that's getting a lot of fast breaks and a lot of easy buckets.
This week, the Orlando Magic looked to blast off against the Rockets, but Houston hung tough as they took a 1-point lead late in the fourth quarter.
Tipped up and in by Eddie Johnson.
But in the closing moments, Penny Hardaway came through in the clutch.
The leader, yes, Hardaway. That's your money player. Big time play.
As the go-to man on this team, I really have to, the team has to live and die by me. And if I'm not making shots, then we're losing. If I'm making shots, then we're winning.
Against the Atlanta Hawks, the Magic stormed out to a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. But even Hardaway's 35 points couldn't prevent an Atlanta Hawks comeback.
Oh, he picked
left his pocket. Mookie stripped him.
An absolutely incredible comeback for the Atlanta Hawks.
Now we'll take a look at the Atlantic Division standings. Atlanta stopped the Magic's 4-game winning streak, but Orlando still has a stronghold on third place. Meanwhile, Miami and New York are still battling it out for the top spot. Now it's time to log on to NBA.com for an update on the mailman. Karl Malone, who recently scored his 25,000th career point, was named NBA Player of the Week after averaging over 30 points and 10 rebounds.
Hornacek runs the break. Nice pass to the mailman.
When you stop and think about it, it's tremendous what he's been able to do day in and day out. It's just something.
Next, a sharpshooting Laker guard reached a scoring milestone. This season, LA's Byron Scott rejoined the Lakers, a team he'd won 3 NBA titles with. And it was fitting that he'd score his 15,000th point in an LA uniform.
Oh, with that basket, Byron Scott has 15,000 points for his career.
Now an announcement from the league's official website. For the second straight year, NBA.com will celebrate the game's global popularity by highlighting basketball from around the world. Beginning on May 24th, International Week will give fans an opportunity to pick their global dream team. See features on basketball leagues around the world and receive some special greetings.
I'm Miguel Mutombo. I play center for Atlanta Hawks.
Now it's time for our viewer email. This week's question comes to us from Fanur Boye Hannison of Build-A-Allure, Iceland, who asks, which NBA player wears the biggest shoes? Well, Fanur, that distinction belongs to 7-foot center Will Perdue of the San Antonio Spurs, who wears size 22. Perdue, who won 3 NBA titles in the early 90s with the Chicago Bulls, has followed in the very large footsteps of Hall of Famer Bob Lanier, who also wore size 22 sneakers. Coming up next, we'll take you back into the action for a look at the red-hot Portland Trail Blazers and those surprising Dallas Mavericks. Then, we'll show you one Atlanta Hawks guard who was a real hot shot against the Sonics. Time for the Spalding Ball Handling Performance of the Week, featuring Washington Bullets point guard Rod Strickland.
Oh, the spin move around Anthony. Lays it up and in. Rod Strickland, spectacular in the open court. Bullets by 20. Nothing better than that.
Let's get back into the action, starting off with the red-hot Portland Trail Blazers, who have the longest winning streak in the NBA. Behind the hard-driving point guard Kenny Anderson, the Blazers have come together as a team and are currently on an impressive 10-game winning streak.
You know, teams that beat us 2 months, 3 months ago, they're dealing with a whole new different team when they, face Portland this time because we just want to win. We just want to win.
This week against the Clippers, the Blazers were on the move.
3-on-2 goal rush. Great pass by Kenny to Ryder.
Sabonis to Robinson.
How sweet was that?
Against the Cavs, Anderson dazzled the home crowd.
Anderson with a spin and one coming.
The team has rallied around Coach Carlissimo, who's pleased with the Blazers' consistent play.
We're working hard. As long as you keep working hard, good things will happen, and it's not easy to be ready every night. We've done a very good job with that.
And they've won with both offense and defense.
Blocked by Sabonis. Blocked by Sabonis. Double blocked by Sabonis.
The confident Trailblazers will surely pose a serious threat to any team they face in the playoffs.
I watched Sabonis. He doesn't move for about 2 minutes.
That was beautiful.
Portland's now comfortably in third place in the Pacific Division and have a slim chance of catching the second-place LA Lakers, who have struggled without their superstar center Shaquille O'Neal. The defending Western Conference champion Seattle Sonics remain on top. Now to the Midwest Division, where we take a look at the Dallas Mavericks, a team that appears to have found the right combination. Earlier this season, new Dallas general manager Don Nelson changed the face of the Mavericks with a series of blockbuster trades. One of the team's new players, forward Michael Finley, understands Nelson's strategy.
He felt that by making this trade, it was a big shift in attitude for the team, and it's going to help us.
And this week, the Mavericks began to play well together, as Dallas pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the season, defeating the New York Knicks.
Strick comes up shooting a top shot right in the face of John Starks.
And later in the week, they stole a game from the Boston Celtics.
Rebound by Walker with 13 seconds left. Finley has a breakout. The Mavericks have the lead.
Michael Finley never quit on the field. He never quit on the ball.
Despite their improved play, the Mavericks remain in 4th place in the Midwest Division. They trail the playoff-bound Minnesota Timberwolves, the injury-plagued Houston Rockets, and the top team in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz. Now it's time for Hot Shots, where we highlight the best performances of the week. Steve Smith's a big reason why the Atlanta Hawks are one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. And against Seattle, Smith was red hot.
Smitty. Oh, that's beautiful. 78, 65. Smitty. Oh, yes, Smitty. He's fouled at a three-point play.
Atlanta's shooting guard tied an NBA record as he made 7 three-pointers in the 4th quarter.
Smitty looking for that screen again. Thinks he can take Curry. Coming from deep. Yes, Smitty mills it. He is shooting leaders and jumpers and floaters, and everything is going.
Steve Smith, who is the Atlanta Hawks' leading scorer at 20 points per game, tried his best to prevent a Seattle victory as he kept connecting from all over the basketball court.
Big three. Oh, yes, Steve Smith. Incredible performance from Steve Smith.
Although the Hawks lost, Smith was spectacular, finishing with 36 points and 9 three-pointers. The Atlanta Hawks are one of only 4 teams in the NBA who have made over 500 three-pointers. They rank 3rd in the league with 518 made, behind the Miami Heat and the Houston Rockets. The Denver Nuggets have struggled all season long, but forward LaFonso Ellis did have his stroke as he had a career night against the San Antonio Spurs.
And a steal by Barnes. He's got Alexander to beat. Stuffs it down.
LaFonso dominated the game by scoring in any way and from everywhere on the court, and San Antonio couldn't stop him.
Barnes, the three. Got 7 threes for him, a new career high.
LaFonso Ellis had a career-high 39 points and 7 three-pointers. Big Sean Bradley looks like he's getting comfortable in Dallas. Against the Boston Celtics, he became the first Dallas Mavericks center to ever score over 30 points in a ball game.
Finley sets it up for Bradley.
Yes, Bradley was standing tall, notching double figures in rebounds as well.
How about that?
Bradley finished with a season-high 31 points and 10 rebounds. He also blocked 4 shots. Coming up next, in overtime, we'll check out a matchup between 2 of the league's best rookies.
And Allen has his way.
Then prepare yourself for a memorable trip to the highlight zone.
3-on-1 to Dominique. Yeah, baby!